Okay. Hey, y'all, stuff happens. Stuff happens. Even the internet has a ORI. Right? Everything has an intention. All right, all right. So good day, Pastor Al. It's good to see you. Sending you healing vibes, knowing that you are doing well. Good day, Wayne. Yes. Hallelujah to you too. I hope you're doing well. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for joining me today. You see, I'm back in Studio B. We're back in Studio B, no longer on the side of the road. No longer on the side of the road. I was just waiting for the police to come rolling up by me, asking me, like, what are you doing here? But none of that happened. It was all well. It was all well. Good day, Jamie. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Sending you love. Pamela, hey, Miss Bliss. It's good to see you. All right, Wayne, get under that umbrella because we are in a new series, Gladys. We are in a new series. We're in the series called ORI, Nan. So I'm excited about this series, and my learnings around it is unfolding because I'm taking a class through Centers for Spiritual Living called African American Diasporic Spirituality, and it's taught by Dr. Will Coleman. If you're not familiar with Dr. Will Coleman, just Google him because he is extraordinary. And so tomorrow's the last day of the class. It was a 4-week class, and it has rekindled something within me that needed some rekindling. And so I'm just really happy about that, Tim. So I shared yesterday that ORI is coming through our series last week, the GPS series, right? And so sometimes that's how the new series unfolds, right? It's a continuation and evolvement, if you will, of a prior series, Nancy. So that's kind of what's happening here. So remember yesterday I shared that your ORI is your intention, and your ORI is what you chose. This is so important, right? It is what you chose before you came into this physical form. So when you were with the divine, with God, with the supreme being, whatever it is that you want to call the higher power, you decided what it was that you wanted to do and experience here on earth. And that is called your ORI, your reason why, right? And so I shared yesterday Sekou's story about him wanting to uplift and inspire people, right? That's what he chose before coming here and forgot at some point, right? And forgot. And there's an African parable that says we all forget, right? We all forget. And the parable is when the umbilical cord is cut, right? When we are cut from our mother, from the womb, right? We forget. And that our life's journey is the remembering, right? And our GPS is our ORI. Our ORI is our GPS, guiding us, returning us to the root, to the route, to our original intention that we chose. And this is just so exciting for me, y'all, on so many levels, because I've been thinking about like all the things from my childhood that, I was the special child in my family, right? I was known to be stubborn, willful, right? Rebellious, sneaky. I was known to have these characteristics as a child. And I was also thinking about these experiences that I had as a child. And so I just want to share. I didn't think I was sharing this, but it's coming up for me right now. So I'm going to share it. When I was a child, when I was very, very young, probably 3, 4, 5, 6 around that age, I would just know things. I would just know things. People would come around and I would know things about them, right? I just did. And I didn't think anything of it. And so I remember I mentioned before that we grew up in the Pentecostal faith. And I remember we were visiting, there was a minister visiting our church. I went to Antioch Church of God in Christ, Kojic. Yes, shout out to Kojic. And one of the guest ministers was speaking, right? And I knew what he was going to talk about before he started talking about it, right? I just knew it, right? I was little, probably like 6 years old, thought nothing of it. And I remember having this experience when I was probably around that age. I fell out of the bed. And I don't know if my mother's going to remember this or not. My mother's there, right there. Eunice Gibson, that's my mother. And so, and my mother can testify to my peculiar ways as a child and growing up. So I was probably 5 or 6 years old. And oh my God, there are so many memories flooding me right now. Y'all calm down. They're like, me. Like, calm down. All right, let me tell this one. We got time. I could tell more tomorrow. So I'm sleeping and I fell out of the bed. And my mother comes into the room to help me get back in the bed. And so the next day, I had like a little mark or something. And my mother said, what happened to your arm? And I said, I must have done something when I fell out the bed. And so she said, you fell out the bed? And I was like, yes. And she said, and I said, yeah, you came and helped me get back in the bed. And she's like, no, she didn't. Right. And so I'm like, yeah, you did, And she's like, no, she didn't. Right. So what I later found out was, I have an aunt, my grandmother's sister, my Aunt Mary, and she was the peculiar one in our family too. And I had shared this with her. I must have been like 6. And I shared this with her. And so she starts to tell me how, I probably just had a visitor, right? She said it was probably my mother, Melissa, because I'm named after my great grandmother. So she said it was probably Melissa just coming to help you. She's always with you, right? This is what my Aunt Mary told me. She said, don't tell anybody, right? And I didn't tell anyone, right? But I felt that presence around me all of my life. When I tune into it, I feel the presence of my great grandmother. And one of the things about taking this African-American spiritual diasporic class, it has rekindled in me the importance of us honoring our ancestors, but more so than honoring them, acknowledging them, like right now, like that their presence is here with us, right? And so they hold our ORI with us, right? Because for many of us, our ORI is part of our legacy, our family legacy. In my family, we have a legacy of ministers, right? I never imagined that I would grow up and become a minister. Now, I'm a particular kind of minister, don't get it twisted, but still I'm a minister, right? And so part of my ORI is ministry, and my ministry is joy, right? Right? But that's in my ancestral line, right? And so if we my mother just wrote news to me because Aunt Mary said not to tell, because this would have happened. I'm not even going to go there. If I grew up in a Pentecostal church, y'all. If I went around telling folks that my great grandmother, who has passed on to the other side, came and visited me and helped me to get back into bed, what do y'all think would have happened when I went to church? Oh, it would have been something. Oh my goodness. Yes, it would have been. Sekou went like this. Yes, it would have been something. They would have laid hands on me, got the oil, anoint my head to get the whatever this spirit is out. Oh, it would have been a thing. So no, my Aunt Mary told me the right thing. Keep it to yourself. But I always had that that knowingness. Always had that knowingness. And, growing up and then knowing that it wasn't safe for me to share it, a lot of it got suppressed. And so a lot of it's being stirred up again. And that's happened off and on throughout my life. But like, I'm all for it right now. I'm like, oh, come on. I'm all for it right now. So our ORI, let me get back on track. So our ORI is always with us. And it's always with us because it is who we are. Our intention, our purpose, our reason for being here that we chose, and we've forgotten, right? And now we are remembering. My mother just put, wouldn't say a word. Okay. Okay. I don't know if that means if I told you, you wouldn't say a word, or if Aunt Mary telling me not to say a word. I'm not sure. But anyway, we can talk later, Mommy. So, ORI. You have a ORI. And that is some good news to remember, right? Whatever it is, you chose it. And whatever it is, you know it, right? And so we need to be in dialogue with it. Right? Because it's guiding us. Yes? So I want to share a parable that I read. It's an African parable. If I could get it up again. About our ORI. Okay. All right. The thing keeps flipping around. Okay. The importance of ORI in one's life journey. So I'm going to read a little bit of this. Oh, come on. Stop flipping around. Okay. I'm going to have to hold it like crooked. One day, Olodumare, and so in African spirituality and Ife, Olodumare is God. Okay. One day, Olodumare called the Orishas to Orun. Orun is heaven, the heavenly realm, in assembly to ask them a very important question. Once all the Orishas had arrived, they gathered with great curiosity. Soon after, Olodumare appeared before them. I salute all of you for coming. What I have to ask is a very important question, so listen well. I wish to know who among you can accompany your devotees all the way through their life's journey without abandoning them. So all of the Orishas say, I can do it. And Orishas, if you don't know, are like, let's call them many gods and goddesses, they're spirits in the Yoruba faith, right? So you may have heard of Oshun or Shango or Imenya. Those are Orishas, okay? And we each have an Orisha that is a spiritual god or spiritual resource to us in the African culture, okay? My Orisha is Oshun. Oshun is my Orisha. I'll share about that some other time, how that came to be. Okay. So they all start saying, I can, that they can be with their devotees. So we are the human beings, are the devotees, right? I can be with my devotee through their life's journey without abandoning them at any stage, right? So this is what all the Orishas are saying. Back to Oludumare. And so Oludumare says to one of them, let's see, Ogun. Ogun says, I can do it, right? He says, no one can accomplish this task better than I can, Oludumare. Oludumare says, but what if during your journey you arrive at Ire, your homeland on earth, and the people prepare fried beans for you and sacrifice all of the things that you love to you? What if they dance? And what if they, my thing keeps turning sideways. Come on now. Okay, wait. Hold on. Anyway, right? So what if they do all these things, right? Gave you your favorite foods, gave you everything that you love, right? What would you do? So Ogun says, I would eat, I would celebrate, and then I would go and take a nap, right? So what has he done? He abandoned his devotee, right? So he didn't go on the life's journey with his devotee because he got distracted, right? By these other things, right? And doesn't that happen to us, right? We're on our life's journey and then we get distracted by all these other things, right? Pull us off of our route, right? Our GPS is whispering, that still small voice is whispering, return to the root, but we're distracted by whatever, right? We're distracted. Oludumare says to Ori, can you? And Ori says, yes, I can travel with my devotee through their life's journey, right? And so Oludumare says, but what if you go to your favorite place and they have everything that you love there? What would you do? And Ori said, I will stay with my devotee. I will be his guide. I will not leave his side ever for anything. That is our Ori. Our Ori doesn't go anywhere. But we have to do our part, our work to remember what that is, right? So every person has an Ori. And only our Ori, only our particular Ori, mine, Seku's, Lisa's, Wayne's, my mother's, Nan's, Pastor Al's, Tim's, only your Ori is able to accompany you through your life's journey. No one else is. So sometimes we're looking at other people to see, maybe I should be doing that because this person's doing that, right? Well, maybe instead of doing this, maybe I'll go do what Bobby is doing over there, right? But Bobby's Ori is not your Ori. Bobby's Ori is not what you chose. You chose yours. And that particular Ori will not leave you. That particular purpose will not leave you. That particular intention will not leave you no matter what you do. No matter what, no matter how long you ignore it, no matter how long you forget about it, no matter how long you act like you don't know, it will not leave you. And this is some good news, y'all. This is some good news, right? It will not abandon us along the way, no matter what. No matter what. So we're going to continue on, right? With this life journey with the Ori, with your Ori. And so just for a little homework, right? Because the meditation with the moon, y'all, is a great way to access this other realm, this all-knowing realm, right? It's a wonderful way to access access that in community. And so we're going to, thank you, producer. We're going to do the next one on September 6th. So in your meditation, in your prayers, start a dialogue with your purpose, with your ORI. Say, hey, ORI, I'm back. I know you haven't left me, but I left you. And I'm back. And I'm ready. And I'm willing. And I know I have everything that I need. Yes? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. All right, y'all. So we'll continue tomorrow with our ORI. And let's get into some joy news. I see you, Lindsay. Let me see what you're saying. Well done. Better when you tell the story from your heart. My iPad was flipping all around. I couldn't even read it. So I guess my ORI was saying, girl, just tell it from the heart. Lisa, what a great story about your aunt and you and your grandmother. Thank you. Yeah, my great-grandmother, I was named after her, Melissa. Hey, Vanessa, good stuff. Thank you. Hey, Davon. Hey, girls, good to see you. I'm glad this is resonating with you all. How do you find out what your Orisha is? So you can go for a reading with a priest or priestess in the Yoruba faith, in the Ifa faith culture, and find out your Orisha. Now, tomorrow, I will tell the story of how I found out my Orisha. I was in Brazil, and I'll give you this little teaser. I went to a place called the Sisterhood of Good Death. Let's put a pin in that, and I'll tell you tomorrow what that was all about, okay? All right, so some joy news. So this Sunday, y'all, living life in joy. My special guest host is our very own Sekou Wrights. He's going to be holding down the Living Life in Joy show for me. I'm going to be on vacation this weekend, taking the day off. And Sekou, I think he's keeping his guests a secret because it's a biggie, y'all. It's a biggie. You're the Harriet Cole or something. There's another person who is on the top of his field who Sekou is going to bring on. And it's going to be amazing. So please join us. Join Sekou. I'll be listening on the beach. Anyway, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time this Sunday. And if you missed last Sunday with Wasita, please check out the replay. She's a sound bath practitioner. She's a doula. She's a health and wellness specialist. And she is dynamic and extraordinary. And she gave us a little tease with her singing bowl. So please check that out. All right. Our next meditation with the moon I mentioned is September 6th, 4 a.m. Eastern time, right here where you're watching me now. And then we have an after party on Zoom, and we just get to share and Sekou. That's where that came up for Sekou. Sekou was sharing what was happening for him in the meditation, and we were all sharing with each other. And that came up. And so that's why the after party is so awesome. So please join me for the new moon, September 6th, 4 a.m. Eastern time. And so let me check in with Sekou real quick. And please check out Sekou Monday through Friday on the Be Your Own Hero show right here where you're watching us now. Hey, still on location.
Still on location in Cape Cod. Yeah, I'm still kind of meditating on what you just talked about, the revelation that I had during meditation with the moon. It didn't feel like a revelation at all until the after party. Mm-hmm. Then didn't feel like a revelation at all until the people in the after party reflected it back to me. So I can't emphasize that enough, that the universe is always talking to you, right? You just got to figure out how to listen. You got to allow a way in. And then also you need a community, as you said yesterday. You need a community of like-minded folks to help reflect you back to you. Mm-hmm. And so I'm still thinking about it because I want people to understand how many years ago that was. Like that was like my first or second job interview out of college, right? Like, and I didn't get the job, so I never thought about it again. until now, until meditation with the moon last week, and to have that memory pop up and to vividly, and to have it have so much resonance now, and for people in this community to say, well, that's what you're doing now, Sekou, that you are uplifting and inspiring people. We'd be like, oh, I guess so. You know what I mean? Like the Ori, as you say, doesn't leave you. And that's not a term I've been familiar with before, but I get the idea that it's with you always, and you just have to grab its hand and follow the path and not be out here looking for squirrels.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's these memories that start to come back. It's information. It is the universe talking to you. It is the universe talking to you. My mother just said, I am amazed about your Ori during your childhood. Oh, mommy, I have so many stories that no one knows anything about in my childhood. And I see it, also in my girls. And I would share a story, but they would get upset with me. Like, why are you talking about us on your show? So anyway, yes, I'll share a little bit more tomorrow, especially how I came to find out who my Orisha is. I will definitely share that story. And so, yeah, y'all. So know that you're not alone. You're not alone. You did not travel here alone. Your ancestors, y'all, are with you. They are with you always, always. And I know someone is saying, I don't know who my ancestors are. I was adopted, or, my ancestors weren't good people. I know all of those things might be happening and coming up for folks, but on the spiritual realm, not on this physical plane, on the spiritual realm, it's all love. It's all love. It's all love. So, healing is possible. And I'm getting ready to go into a whole nother sip, y'all. Okay. Healing is possible. And some of us are here to heal for generations past, so that generations in the future don't have to do the healing. We're doing the healing in our line, going back and going ahead. Yes. So no matter what, you got this. You got this. All right, y'all. All right. Yes, Lindsay. Thank you for that. Amen. That yes, yes, yes. Okay, y'all. Y'all see, I don't want to leave. Because there is just so much coming. I think my ancestors are just like having like a little praise dance right now. I do. So I'm going to go spend some time with them, because clearly they got something they need to tell me. So I'm going to just say peace and blessings, peace and justice. We're living life in joy, connected to our yes.